The sweet spot BMW X4 is here, 2023 M40i in black sapphire metallic. And in this review, we're gonna show you why this is the sweet spot with some performance like this. And if you're looking for an alternative to an X3, you want the coupe style, this is the way you go. You want more performance, this is the way you go, unless you want a full-blown in. Near 50-50 weight distribution, which you're not going to receive in the SQ5, the XC60, GV70 3.3 turbo, the luxury that's inside in everyday use, and it's a coupe. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm gonna go over all the specs and details, starting now. New BMW X4 M40i has a more dominant stance because 7.3 inches of clearance. It's going to be a little bit lower to the ground, but that keeps that sporty ride that BMW is known for. LED headlamps that was revised for 2022 and your LED daytime runnings. The double kidney grille will get the chrome surrounding all of it with the M badging inside. Weight distribution at 51.6, 49.4, 20-inch multi-spoke M styled wheels with the M Sport brake calipers in blue. 4 pistons are going to be in the front. Dynamic stability control, or your DSC, with dynamic traction control, adaptive M suspension, a strut multi-link setup, both with coil springs and an anti-roll bar. The longest in length at 187.6 with a wheelbase at 112.7 inches, the front disc reading at 13.7 inches, the rear at 13.6 inches. They're both ventilated. M Sport differential, M Spec side view mirrors, that coupe slope roof line, shark fin antenna that drops into the lower roof spoiler, and the spoiler lip on the tailgate that integrates into your LED tail lamps, your side gills with the reflectors. I think this was the best area to put them because we keep that aggressive look. A more flat traditional back, so it mimics the X6 but a smaller version. All the business on the lower with your dual exhaust outlets, black tips, your diffuser. Towing can go up to 5,291 pounds. And even though you have towing capabilities, I don't know if I would cut into this because the diffuser keeps that aggressive look, making it more dynamic. Power liftgate going into 18.5 cubic feet of storage. You have a 12-volt charger right here. You have some storage right here as well. Open up underneath here and you'll have some storage that opens up. Split fold the rear bench at a 40-20-40 split, increasing your cargo to 50.8 cubic feet. It will be the least in class. The Volvo XC60 will be the best. Let's go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. And they back the performance with a 3.0 liter BMW M twin power turbo inline 6-cylinder with a 48-volt hybrid technology, producing 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 21 to 26 mpgs. That's good for a 0 to 60 at 4.4 seconds. Quarter mile between 12.9 and 14.7 seconds. So what do these numbers equivalent to? The fastest 0 to 60 and quarter mile, the most horsepower comparing to all the rivals. The torque will go to the GV70 3.3. Torque will be the same as the SQ5. You have the style for the coupe. You got the performance numbers, pretty decent MPGs. This is definitely a sweet spot for the X4. Let me know what you think about the 2023 BMW X4 M40i as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Inside the BMW X4 M40i, headroom starts at 40.3 inches, which is going to be better than all of the rivals. Leg space at 40.7 inches. The seats are black perforated with 12-way adjustments for the driver. They're heated, and you get your manual cushion extensions. 8-way power adjustments with your manual cushion extensions. The dashboard gets the upgraded carbon fiber inlays that will be in the center. 12.3 inch, this is standard with navigation with the pinch, the swipe, click that home button, and it's going to make it where you have some wedges that you can tailor to your own desire. Click into the car settings here, go into your settings, and we'll go into the driving modes. For the Sport Individual, you can tailor this to make it as sport derived as you want. And the same thing for the Eco Pro Individual. Put it into reverse. We have a reverse camera with full trajectory front and rear parking sensors. Click the car icon here and you can change to just see the sensor functionality. Going into your M badge, open up in here. You got an area for your key fob with the USB. An area to store your phone, no wireless charger. We have a 12 volt between the cup holders. The gloss black goes around your iDrive and you get that on the gear knob as well. Your driving mode select. It's going to be pretty sporty where you rest your elbows. Open up inside with another USB and a storage compartment that you can fit some cards. Going into your 3-spoke M leather wrap steering wheel. It's heated, multi-function with the paddle shifters. The gauge cluster is a full digital reader. You can change the mode, so when you put it into sport, it's going to get more aggressive. Comfort will lighten up. Eco Pro will pretty much make it to tailor to make it where you can get the best optimal gas consumption. Heads up display, the dashboard goes into your door panel and you'll receive the X badging to start off with the carbon fiber inlays memory for the driver. More sport derived for your elbows, one touch up and down for all the windows. And the storage pocket is going to be large and more pushed forward. For the back seats, I'm at 37.5 inches of headroom, 35.3 inches of legroom. This will be the least in class comparing to the rivals, the coupe style for here. It's also going to be a little bit less headspace than an X3, but the nice thing here is you're more near a 50-50 weight distribution and you have that style that everybody is looking for right now. Elbows are going to be nice and soft. 2 USB-C ports. You get a storage tray right here. Your third climate control settings, air vents in the center, storage behind both of the front seats. The door panel gets the X badging with the carbon fiber inlays. More sporty for your elbows, one touch up and down for the windows. The storage pocket is just as large as the front. Sitting into the center, headroom is still not necessarily an issue, nor is leg room. Feet, butt, and shoulder space is, because the width of this vehicle, it's a little bit more sleek. But for 6'3", you can fit without any issues in the back of this coupe. 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. This is what you get. M Sport brakes. You're not going to be concerned. It's obviously not a track-driven vehicle, but when you're around 4.4 seconds 0 to 60 at top speed at 155 miles per hour, near 50-50 weight distribution, you can definitely have some fun. And what I mean by that, downshift, it's a symphony. It's definitely a sweet spot. When you're looking at it at a rival perspective, what you're getting bang for your buck is an amazing engine with performance that just keeps going and going and going. The 8-speed automatic transmission definitely makes it a little bit more playful too, because it's a ZF. ZFs are known to be just as quick as a dual clutch automatic transmission. So you're getting seamless changes and you have good feel in the steering too, because when you put it into Sport Plus, it will make it a little bit more weight. So that way, when you're taking any corners or anything like that, you could feel everything when you need it as it should be. When you put it into Comfort or Eco, it does get a little bit more artificial, but that's expected. And that's really what you need when you're going for your everyday commutes. And when you're going in between traffic or you need to zigzag in and out, you have the dynamics to do so. And just throw it into Sport. You want to take it off, put it back into Eco Pro. Going back to the rival perspective, which one drives better? The BMW has the better weight distribution, so you're not going to feel all over the place. You're going to feel more on the actual pavement, whereas when you get into the SQ5, I felt it was a little bit heavier on the pedal. It livens up when you get into sport mode. However, it's not going to be as seamless. You're going to feel a little bit more of a roll when you're taking some of the corners. The same thing with the GV70. And look at this. Now that was an Eco Pro, so you're not going to hear the exhaust as loud. There's no dual pane windows. The sound deadening is good, but because you have a little bit lower ground clearance, you will hear road noise through the side view window. Now there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this M40i. The 3 things that I like about this particular vehicle is that it's an everyday vehicle that you can fit 5 people inside my dimensions, which is not necessarily easy when you start going into a sedan. Obviously this is an SUV, so that helps, but this still has that coupe structure, which normally you wouldn't have the headroom. The second thing that I like about the vehicle is the headrest to the BMW. When you get into an X7, the seats adjust in the center, so I like that because it pretty much sits you flush, so you're not kind of sitting like this as every other vehicle. When you get into other BMWs, and Audi does the same thing, and Mercedes, you can adjust the headrest forward so that offsets that air gap that you have where you're not touching the back of the seats. The last thing that I like about the vehicle is the heads-up display. Even with polarized glasses, you can still kind of see it. When you get into the Volvo, you will not be able to see it at all, and that's with pretty much every auto industry. It's going to look dull, but I can still see the speed limit and how fast I'm going. So for safety and for performance, I have it right there. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle starts off with, this is the longest comparing to the rivals in which I've been talking about today, and you have the least cargo space. I'm not expecting to have a lot in the height because this has a slope roof line, but I'm expecting to have more length. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle, I understand this is an M40i, it's not a full-blown M, but in the interior, especially when you get into the back, there's nothing that really makes it scream that it has 382 horsepower, and I do kind of wish that they changed some of that instead of making you have to add things like the carbon fiber trim. It's a $300 piece. I would definitely do it. It doesn't go over the top like some of the other automotive industries. When you get into Audi, you're gonna have carbon fiber everywhere. They just give you a little touch. Turn radius at a stop point is going to receive 2 lanes. We're going to stop right here so you can see the full performance out of this M twin power turbo. Here we go. It's a fun vehicle. The last thing that I dislike is on the iDrive. They have now, in a lot of the vehicles, taken out the touch pad. And I kind of like where it was touch sensitive. I know we have touch screen. It's just, I'm kind of used to having the iDrive where you can touch on top. But all in all, it's a vehicle that brings the heat to the rivals, especially with price point of what you're getting, because the speed is ever so quick. It's going to be not as quiet as the Volvo XC60. That one's going to be the most quiet of all of the vehicles. But for an everyday vehicle, you can see without any issues. It is a longer hood, but it projects better this way for the performance and the dominant stance. The A-pillars are very chunky. Impurities and a slower speed pretty much soaks it up, and these are M-spec wheels. I like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2023 BMW X4 M40i for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video, the subscribe button, check out the Instagram, merchandise website, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.